Mailbag time. Let's see what's in this lot. Don't forget to click like and subscribe if you're into mailbag videos or electronic stuff in general. Also check out the playlist at the end of the video where I have my mailbag playlist and some other things you may be interested in too. So check those out at the end. Okay, these are a whole bunch of Cat5e connectors. So I do my own cables from time to time, and I'm getting a bit low on these connectors. So these are the standard ones. You just crimp on with a special Cat5 crimping tool. Nothing too exciting there. Yeah, I'll get one out for you. Oh, there you go. Look at that, just like that. That's what it looks like. These ones pass straight through. There's different types. Yeah, these ones got pass-throughs, which makes them a little bit easier to do. So you can actually just trim the wires off to about the right length, and you can actually have them excessively long if you want, and then you can just shove them all through and then you can trim them off afterwards. Otherwise you've got to trim them to the right length and then shove it in and try and push them all to the end and then crimp it with a mill hood in place and stuff like that. So there's different standards. These ones are quite good ones. These are a bit more expensive. You can actually see here that the metal is actually a bit thicker than the normal. Right, these are decent quality ones. You can get very similar looking ones, but the metal in here is actually much thinner and they're nowhere near as good. So these are some quite nice ones, so check out the links down below for these if you're interested. Thanks to my Patreon supporters and people that support me through YouTube memberships as well. If you're interested in helping to support the channel, then please consider one of those options. If you're going to support the channel, I recommend Patreon because you actually get a bit more bang for your buck, because I do more on the Patreon side of things than I can do for any other option. If you're using YouTube memberships, YouTube take about 30% of that money. All I can really offer you is a early release playlist. Patreon, they take a smaller cut, and I can offer you more. So if you're going to support the channel, I recommend Patreon. Links down below. So these are some riser cards. Now there's a story about these. If you saw my previous mailbag, you've probably seen the story already. I've got these riser cards right here. Eventually. And what happened is they never arrived. So I was speaking to the guy which makes these things. Ordered some more because they weren't arriving. And I needed the things. So basically I purchased some extra ones as a result of those first set not turning up. It's not actually the guy's fault that makes these things. DHL lost them for a month and then eventually they turn up again. And they turn up again, I think it was about a week after I purchased a replacement set. So I purchased these as a replacement for the first lot which went missing because I was in a hurry. The sender was happy to do an insurance claim on it and use that money to pay for a second set. And I said, I'll just buy a second set. There's a good chance I'm going to need to have two sets in the future anyway. Maybe not for this device, but for something else. I wasn't really too worried about it. And anyway, the first set eventually turned up. They arrived in the country on the 1st of December. They then vanished for a month. On the 31st of December, they got scanned in Australia, which is not my country. They got sent back overseas again for some reason. Then Australia sent them back to me. And on the 6th of January, I finally got them. So this was a replacement set. So now I've got two sets of these, which is great. I'm going to have to assemble these. So these are available on eBay. I may or may not put a link down below for these, but I've purchased these kinds of riser cards from the same guy a few times in the past, and I've had no problems whatsoever. From the name John. This card here. If you need riser cards, just look on eBay, and if you see something that looks a bit like this, it'll be John, most likely. It's always been a good service, easy enough to chat to and that sort of stuff on eBay. You know, through the messaging and stuff like that, has been very supportive. So if you ever need them, check them out. So I've been buying a bunch of stuff from places like No.918 and RS components recently. Been restocking on some stuff, so I'm not quite sure what is in each of these. I've got loads of these bags from them, and we'll find out. There could be capacitors, everyone's favourite. Well, it could be something completely different because I've got some other stuff going on too. There's a project I'm planning on building. In fact, there's a couple of projects I'm planning on building. I'm waiting for parts for those as well. It's capacitors. Axial caps, 220 microfarad 25 volt axial capacitors, just the 4. Now these things are expensive, so I don't tend to get too many of them, and I do sometimes have them sitting in my stock for a while before I get to use them, so I don't tend to have too many. Not like the radial caps where I use a lot more of them. Yeah, axial caps, harder to get, more expensive. I'm just glad that No.918 still stock them, at least at the moment they do. We had so much mail sitting here, a massive pile of it. I've got enough mail here to do 4 mailbags, so I'm going to just record 4 mailbags, one after the other. So I'll have to try and sort of break stuff up to make it a bit more, hopefully, interesting. What are these? Oh, okay. I think I know what these are. A lot of these items will have links down below, but not always, depends what they are. This is a 2-cell BMS balancer. I think it's like a 20 amp one or something. Can't remember So I've got some balance boards because I've got a gear which doesn't have balance boards in it. I think I've got some other ones coming too. So what these are basically about, so you have your power in and out here, and you've got your battery connections here. Battery minus, battery middle, battery positive. So you've got, this is, say, a 2-cell board. Okay, so negative one battery goes to there, the junction of both batteries goes to the middle one, and the positive goes to that one. And what these basically do is load up across the cell with things like these resistors here, or maybe these ones here. I'm not quite sure which one's switching. Can't really tell from that. So it looks like it's probably switching these resistors here. So it uses those MOSFETs here to put a load across the cell so that the strongest cell gets brought down, and it gives the weaker cell a chance to be brought up. Right, so if you've got two cells in series, what can actually happen is you're charging it, they'll be imbalanced. So one cell might be slightly better performing than the other one, it'll be a bit more receptive to charge, and it'll take more charge than the weaker cell. And that will come up to voltage quickly. It might be, you know, you might get your 4.2 volt set point quite quickly on that cell. The other cell might only go to, say, 4.15. And over time, that imbalance can get worse and worse and worse, because obviously one cell's always going to charge faster than the other one, and you can end up with quite a bad imbalance. You can actually have one battery basically full and the other one basically flat, and then your pack is no good. These are used for that. I don't know why I didn't buy some sooner, actually. Should have got some of these things ages ago. Oh, it's a bag with 2 in it. I'll be right back. See what's in here. It's another package. Oh, that's ridiculous. Okay, a bag inside a bag inside a bag. Right, okay, we'll get there in here. Here we go. Ah, right. Now, these were suggested to me as a good suggestion by someone, I can't remember who suggested, give me a second, for this device here. So I purchased this off eBay, and eBay had a picture with the original HP knobs on it. They took the knobs off and they sent it to me, and I got it with no knobs on. So I actually found a couple of metal knobs, which work quite well. You should get some more like this, actually, quite nice. I think they kind of suit it. But these ones here were suggested to me. These are like chicken head knobs, they're known as. I was trying to think what the name was for them, but so you can have, you know, these, because they're a nice pointer. So you can have, I've got cream, white and black, as you can see. So I think the white's probably too harsh. The cream probably matches quite nicely. Oh, I don't know, maybe the black, which one? I think the cream. I think the cream's the one to go for on this one. It's fairly well colour matched, and that's to the front panel. It's not bad. We go with these. So I'll put these knobs on here. Links for these things down below. So they've got a brass insert inside them. You can kind of see there. And this has got a grub screw goes to the side, so you can lock onto the shaft. And we've got some more. Oh, and the little grub screw's falling out. There's one here, floating around. In there. And I think I dropped one on the floor as well, didn't I? Yes, I did. I'll have to find out which ones they came out of. So these are basically exactly the same as these ones here, I think. Well, just a comparison. They're all the grub screws there, there's nothing missing, which is good. These are actually two different styles. So in this first packet I've got here, like the white and cream, are one style. And the black one, they look very similar, they're actually not the same. So I'll try and show you this. So it's like a triangular shape here, whereas this one is a bit less pronounced. It's very similar, but this less pronounced, and that's got one long flat blade grub screw goes through there. Whereas these are not solid, and they've got a, I think it looks like a hexagonal screw in there. Look quite short size it is, probably 1.52 mil, something like that. Little grub screw just in there instead. So the different styles, obviously different moulds and stuff like that. So something to watch out for. I don't know which one's better quality. I mean, these ones look like they're better quality. I don't know. These feel heavier because they're solid. So I don't know. Much for muchness, really. Don't forget to click like and subscribe. What's in this one? Now, I did mention before that there's other projects on the go. Now, one is a PCB of design, which I've got in my mail here somewhere. So you'll see it in a Fluke mailbag. Might be this one, maybe next one, or one after that, who knows. Like I said, I've got enough stuff here to make 4 mailbags. I've also been buying all the parts I need for some other projects too. So just some more axial capacitors. Again, I'm restocking a little bit. The invoice here from Agilent 14 is warning me that these particular ones here, which are 220 microfarad, what voltage are these? 16 volt, 220 microfarad, 16 volt, are no longer manufactured and will not be able to be supplied once the stocks have gone. So yes, that's a bit of a red flag for when you're getting your axial caps and you're getting desperate as it is. So I got a couple of them, and these ones here are 470 microfarad, 25 volts as well, I think. Yeah, there's only 2 in there. So as I said before, don't forget to check out the playlist at the end of the video. We'll show up probably down there and over there somewhere. If you're interested in supporting the channel, there'll be a link for Patreon. It's probably about there somewhere. If you're not subscribed yet, there's a link about here for subscription. Click the bell icon too to get notifications about the videos. We'll catch you next time. Bye.